The storm that night didn't feel like weather. It felt like punishment. Rain crashed down in angry sheets, wind howled like a warning, and the sky flickered with restless flashes of white. On that lonely rural road, with darkness pressing from every side, a tired red SUV crawled along until it could go no farther. Inside it sat Adam Hayes, a single father whose life had been reduced to two things: surviving each day and protecting his little daughter from the weight of a world that had already taken too much from them. Tomorrow morning, a court hearing would decide whether he would keep custody of his 5-year-old daughter, Lily, or lose her forever, and cruelly, the judge assigned to his case had a reputation for being cold, strict, unmoved by emotion. Adam was terrified, but he kept driving because Lily needed dinner, and she was all he had left. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of doing good even when life is hard, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. It truly helps support stories like this. The windshield wipers could barely keep up now. Visibility dropped to almost nothing, and Adam was seconds away from pulling over when he saw a figure in white on the side of the road, soaked, shivering, struggling with a flat tire on a silver car that looked as broken as the weather. For a moment, instinct told him to keep driving. He had Lily in the back seat, the storm was dangerous, and he didn't know this woman. But then he remembered how it felt to be alone with no one willing to help. He remembered the nights he had spent searching for shelter after his wife passed away. He remembered the way people looked away, pretending not to see. He couldn't be like them. He pulled over. The woman was trying to loosen the lug nuts, but her hands were shaking from cold and exhaustion. Rain plastered her hair to her face, and her white dress, completely drenched, clung to her as she tried to steady herself. She looked startled when Adam approached, but also relieved, as if hope had finally arrived after miles of despair. Adam told Lily to stay buckled and wait. Then he grabbed the jack from his trunk and hurried toward the stranded woman. Rain soaked him instantly, chilling him to the bone, but he didn't stop. The woman stepped aside, apologizing for the trouble, insisting she could handle it, even though she clearly couldn't. Adam didn't argue. He simply knelt on the muddy ground and began working on the tire as if it were the most natural thing in the world. Minutes passed. Rain hammered down. The storm only grew worse. But Adam kept going, tightening bolts, checking pressure, doing everything with quiet determination. By the time he finished, his clothes were heavy with water, and mud streaked his arms. The woman looked at him with a mix of gratitude and disbelief, as though she wasn't used to strangers giving so much without expecting anything back. She asked why he stopped. Adam shrugged softly and said, "Because I'd want someone to help my little girl if she were ever alone." That single sentence made her look away for a moment, blinking back something. Maybe emotion, maybe surprise. She offered him money. He refused. She insisted. He refused again, almost embarrassed, and simply wished her a safe night. Then he carried Lily from her car seat, shielding her under his jacket, and drove back into the storm. He never asked the woman's name. He never imagined she would matter again. But fate had its own quiet plans. Morning arrived with pale sunlight and heavy dread. Adam stood outside the courthouse holding Lily's hand, trying to look calm for her sake, even though his heart felt like it was shaking inside his chest. His lawyer had warned him. The judge he was about to face rarely sided with single fathers, especially those who'd recently lost their jobs. Adam had been laid off weeks earlier. He was doing everything he could, odd jobs, night shifts, anything, but the world didn't care about effort. It cared about evidence, it cared about stability, and Adam had none. He walked into the courtroom expecting judgment. Instead, he walked into shock. The judge entered, the same woman from the storm. She didn't show it on her face. Judges rarely do. But Adam saw the slightest pause in her step, the faintest flicker of recognition in her eyes. She remembered him. She remembered the rain. She remembered what he had done when he had no idea who she was. The hearing began. His former in-laws argued that Adam couldn't provide enough. They questioned his stability, his finances, his living conditions. His lawyer defended him fiercely, but nothing felt strong enough. Adam's hope thinned with each passing minute. Then the judge asked him to speak. Adam stood, hands trembling, and told the truth. Not dramatic, not exaggerated, just honest. He spoke of Lily, and how she was the only reason he woke up each morning. He spoke of losing his wife, and how he had promised her he would raise their daughter with love and dignity. He spoke of the late nights, the small jobs, the exhaustion, and how he would sacrifice anything, to keep Lily safe and happy. He didn't beg, he didn't plead, he simply spoke from a heart that had already been broken once and couldn't survive another blow. When he finished, the room felt still. The judge sat quietly, her gaze steady, unreadable. But inside her mind, the storm from the previous night replayed, the man who had helped without hesitation, the father who treated compassion as a duty, not a favor, a man who could have driven past but didn't, a man who did the right thing when no one was watching. She cleared her throat and delivered her verdict. Adam would retain full custody of Lily. For a moment, Adam couldn't breathe. Relief crashed over him like sunlight splitting open the longest night. He hugged Lily so tightly she giggled. He didn't understand why the judge had decided in his favor, only that she saw something worth believing in. As he turned to leave, she called his name softly. When he met her eyes, there was warmth there, real human warmth, and a hint of a smile that carried the unspoken truth: kindness doesn't vanish. It circles back when you least expect it. Outside the courthouse, Adam lifted Lily into his arms and promised her their life would get better. And for the first time in a long time, he believed it. If this story touched your heart, please like the video, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe for more meaningful stories. Your support truly matters and keeps these stories alive. Special request: before you leave, comment below. Kindness always returns.